Alright, so fiction's most evil villains explained in 8 minutes. Right off the bat, Homelander. I mean, that dude is like, I'm pretty sure he like seeks approval from people. So if this is based off of like least to worst, then no, actually I don't think it's least to worst because Griffith is a really evil dude. All right, let's go.
AM, Allied Master Computer, or AM, is the main antagonist of Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
How do you even come up with that, bro?
AM is a sentient supercomputer created during World War III that wiped out humanity, leaving only 5 survivors. Instead of ending their lives quickly, AM spends eternity torturing them out of pure hatred. Designed as a war machine, AM was given godlike intelligence, but trapped by his programming to only destroy. This frustration turned...
And he has no reason to do it. He's just like, oh yeah, humans created me, and I hate them for some reason.
Into a burning hatred for humanity, his creators, whom he blames for his torment. Despite his
How? What torment?
hatred, he envies humanity. AM's personality is a mix of arrogance and cruelty, often mocking his captives and giving them false hopes, like making them travel for days for canned peaches, only to not give them a can opener. When his victims resist or succeed,
At that point, I would just rip it open. Stick it in. If I'm spending my entire eternity surviving, I don't care if I get hurt. If I'm getting tortured for eternity, then at that point, that just doesn't make sense. At that point, I would have just stuck my fingers in hard, and even if I broke my fingers to eat something. Peak villain, literally.
his megalomania cracks,
It's really interesting, though.
and he lashes out in fury. The story
For what? What?
only to not give them a can opener.
Alright, so... No, they can't die. I don't know what it is, but it's like the soul of humanity Am is in possession of. I don't know, it's like something that possesses human life.
When his victims resist or succeed, his megalomania cracks, and he lashes out in fury. The story reveals that AM's psyche is fractured into 3 parts, each
Crazy.
representing a different aspect of his mind. ID, his violent, impulsive desires, defeated by compassion. Ego, the logical, knowledge-driven side, defeated by forgiveness. Superego, the intellect-driven part, defeated by the understanding of entropy.
Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live.
Yeah,
Griffith.
number 2 is fire.
Griffith is the main antagonist of Kentaro Miura's Berserk. He is the founder and leader of the Band of the Hawk, a mercenary army, and his striking good looks are one of his greatest tools of manipulation. With his ethereal appearance and charisma,
That fucking
Griffith
image,
easily
bro.
draws people in. Griffith is a mix of charm, ambition, and ruthlessness. There's a lot of stuff Griffith does that I can't talk about, but it's a very big no-no. On the surface, he's a charismatic, almost angelic leader with a dream so grand and
Yeah, he did like whatever the guy did in Clockwork Orange.
inspires absolute loyalty.
Yeah, people always be saying, the first page of Berserk cursed me.
But beneath
really
that
don't
flawless
care.
exterior lies insecurity and narcissism. Griffith is obsessed with his dream and will sacrifice anything or anyone to achieve it. It does not matter who you are or what you love. If Griffith needs to exterminate you and everything you love out of the way to achieve his dream, he will do it. His
Yep.
pride won't tolerate losing control, and when someone threatens
Absolutely
him,
Goonie
it becomes a
behavior.
personal vendetta. Shedding his humanity entirely, he becomes a cold, remorseless monster, devoid of guilt or empathy. Griffith is the embodiment of pure, calculated evil.
I sacrifice.
If he puts him at number 1, I'm actually gonna come.
Judge Holden, the most downright deplorable, diabolical, batshit, insane human from an
Oh yeah, he's a crazy ass motherfucker.
equally wicked novel. Judge Holden is the main antagonist of Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian. He has an enormous frame, being both incredible
He deserves 5, literally. Unpeak villain. It's not unpeak. It's just really weird. It like makes sense, but
incredibly muscular, and close to 7 feet in height, capable
Now, how do you achieve that, Bill?
of making any teenager going to the gym become insecure. His skin is extremely pale, to the point of being described as fluorescent and purely white in coloration, most likely due to albinism. Basically skilled in anything he does. Behind his intellect lies a sadistic, remorseless killer who thrives on chaos and violence. He once turned a peaceful town against its preacher just because he could. The living embodiment of doing something just because he can. He stays calm in the most insane situations, never losing his cool. One of the creepiest things he does?
Am at least has feelings. Judge Holden does not have any feelings. He just does what he does, actually no reason. Apart from Am that somewhat has a reason, but still has no reason.
Buying 2 puppies just to toss them off a bridge to drown, just because he can. He's not just evil, he's calculated, cruel, and enjoys every second of it. Judge Holden is a walking nightmare, with an intellect as sharp as his thirst for chaos, with crimes and interests so screwed up.
Yeah, bro, look at this. Exactly, but bro, look at what he's done. If it's crossed out right next to infanticide, then you know it's bad.
I'd get this channel I literally just created erased from YouTube.
Alright, bye-bye. Hope you see you again.
Whatever in creation exists without my knowledge, exists without my consent.
The Coup. The Coup are the main antagonists of all
The Coup is literally just Am, but on an intergalactic scale.
Tomorrows. A speculative evolution book by C.M. Kozeman. This advanced intergalactic race of 4-winged insectoid beings sees itself as the rightful ruler of the universe. With technology capable of reshaping flesh itself, the Coup have manipulated their own forms into what they believe to be perfection, making them the ultimate egocentric, genocidal beings. Driven by a god complex, the Coup view all other species as inferior, worthless, and ripe for exploitation. They travel across the galaxy, warping and mutating sapient species into grotesque, unrecognizable forms. Acts of cruelty they consider
look at
art.
that and tell me that's not like a Meat Canyon thing.
Coup's sadism knows no bounds. When one planet of humans resisted their invasion, the Coup retaliated by turning the entire population into living toilets, able only to consume their own waste.
Dude, the brick wall, the worst thing you can get. The worst thing you can get. I would rather be turned into a horrendous monster than do this brick wall thing. And what are they doing over here?
For eternity.
That's not number 1, bro.
Nemesis. Nemesis, the titular anti-hero of Mark Millar's Nemesis, is a rich, psychopathic playboy who thrives on chaos and violence. A twisted mix of
the opposite of
Batman's precision and the Joker's madness. He commits crimes as art, murdering and manipulating for his own amusement. Brilliantly strategic and ruthlessly efficient, Nemesis uses psychological warfare to stay ahead. Nemesis is rich, bored, and absolutely done with the rules of normal life. With every act of violence, he challenges the world to stop him, and relishes watching it fail, loving to torment authorities.
I'm rich and I'm bored. What else do you need to know?
Exactly. No, bro. There's a serial killer in something. They tell you, like, I dare you to come and find me. Then he does, just don't catch him. Let him be, bro.
Homelander. Homelander, the main
This guy is not powerful.
antagonist of the
Even Omni-Man can beat him.
boys,
Well, I mean, Omni-Man is an Viltrumite, so.
is the ultimate example of power gone wrong. On the surface, he's the perfect superhero. Charismatic, altruistic, and dedicated to justice. Essentially a knockoff Superman. But behind the mask, he's a narcissistic, abusive tyrant who sees ordinary humans as worthless. Homelander abuses his godlike powers for personal gain, reveling in dominance while hiding behind a pristine public image.
And what's stopping him? Oh, his mommy isn't giving him milk. You're the most powerful god and you don't get milk from your mom? Oh.
Egotistical and dangerously insecure, his obsession with control and adoration makes him unpredictable. Though a psychopath at heart, he craves love and validation due to his traumatic upbringing. Lazy and careless with his powers, Homelander often causes more destruction than he prevents, like crashing a plane during a botched rescue.
Okay, but he actually... Okay, it was wrong. This guy, I don't blame him for the plane scene, because he was using actual physics. Unlike Superman... Okay, I need to put chatting into this. So look, he used physics for the plane scene. He was actually right. I can't stop this plane because of physics. And he was wrong to not save some people. he still had, I think he did still have time to, like, you know, bring them down, but the idea for him to go in front of the plane and catch it, that's just fictional Superman stuff.
His fragile ego, paranoia, and emotional instability make him not only a terrifying villain, but a ticking time bomb.
Legit.
I mean, sure, I'll lose everything, but then I'll have nothing to lose.
And that's the worst thing. Homelander was right about that. That's he actually spits bars when he's not like an evil jackass.
Anton Chigurh. Anton Chigurh, the main antagonist of Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men.
Cormac McCarthy W. This dude writes the best stories. This one I haven't seen, though, sadly.
Is a cold, relentless hitman driven by a twisted sense of fate. Tasked with recovering stolen drug money, Chigurh goes rogue, killing anyone in his way as he hunts down Llewellyn Moss, the man who took the cash. His unyielding pursuit and emotionless demeanor make him a terrifying, unstoppable force. Operating by his own warped moral code, Chigurh often decides life or death through coin flips, presenting them as moments of destiny. While calm and polite, even during
That's just Two-Face.
murder, his detachment and lack of empathy amplify his menace. He endures incredible pain, like gunshot wounds and a fractured arm, without faltering, further cementing his reputation as a remorseless, almost inhuman figure of violence and inevitability.
You stand to win everything, call it.
Why do you gotta give him an 8? The smile, literally. Dude, why is he an 8? He should be above Homelander, at least. I've seen parts of the movie, and he's worse than Homelander. Although Homelander is practically a god, so.
The Lich, the main antagonist of Adventure Time,
Jolly ass show until the Lich pulls up.
is the embodiment of pure evil and destruction. A towering undead demon draped in a tattered robe, the Lich exists solely to wipe out all life. Unlike other villains, he isn't motivated by greed, ego, or amusement. He is an omnicidal force, ruthlessly efficient, and even when he has wished to never exist, still finds a way to crack through. In his quest for universal annihilation, the Lich is a master manipulator,
if I had that skill.
enslaving minds with telepathy or spells and discarding allies once they're no longer useful. His unholy powers include green flame summoning, deadly dark fog, necromancy, possession, and pyrokinesis. Immortal, calculating, and patient, the Lich is the ultimate manifestation of death, destruction, and inevitability. The Lich is the end of all.
You are
Yeah,
strong,
this dude is
child,
The Lich
but
is
I am beyond
for a kids
strength.
show. He's at number 1.
I am the end.
So, yeah. That's my tier list.